Good morning. This is David Cross, your Historical Expeditionary, and today is January the 1st. It's New Year's Day. So I want to talk to you today about a amazing Philadelphia tradition, which is called the Mummers Day Parade. When I first moved to Philadelphia 25 years ago, I didn't get it. A bunch of fat, drunk Italians dressing up like women. What's the deal? And once it seemed normal to me, I felt like I was a Philadelphian. Once it seemed like just a normal thing that you do on January the 1st. Let me tell you one thing. As a musician, I'm amazed at some of these mummers bands. Now, there's good ones and there's bad ones. There's kind of string bands, there's clown bands. You have everything. The only thing you can really describe it or compare it to is New Orleans, but it's its own thing and it has its own history. So let me tell you about that history. The word mummers, people ask about that. It actually comes from ancient Greece, momus, who is the personification of satire and of mockery. Philadelphia is all about satire and mockery. And so the Mummers Parade is always a very kind of Philadelphia thing. It's not only great music and great bands, but you're kind of making fun of the government or the mayor or whatever. Now, it started during the Revolutionary War. It started when General Howe was kicked out of Philadelphia in 1778, and they created this Mummers Parade, clearly to make fun of General Howe in part. So George Washington loved it. George Washington was not a prig about these things. George Washington loved plays at a time that there was a large contingent of people, especially in America, who felt that they should be illegal, that they were somehow irreligious to do these things. He loved plays. He had plays performed in Valley Forge, loved Cato. But anyway, he liked the mummers evidently too, because for the years when he was President of the United States here in Philadelphia, he kept this tradition going. There was a Mummers Day celebration every January 1st, and they would personify George Washington. And if you know Philadelphia, you know where our visitor center is, out at 6th and Market Street, and right across the street from that we have what's called the President's House. The President's House was where George Washington lived for 8 years as for 7 years as President of the United States, and John Adams lived there 3 years. Of course, we had the Capitol here for 10 years. When Washington was here, people went to that house. People performed for him, and he gave them cakes and ale. And that's where the Mummers Day celebration began. So we can thank that great Pisces, I'm a Pisces, George Washington, for really helping to bring it about. Now, in around the mid-1800s, a lot of people started to oppose this. They didn't like this idea of being made fun of, basically. They actually made it illegal to masquerade. They made the Mummers Parade illegal. But in the 1850s, that legislation was withdrawn. It started growing again, and in the early, in 1901, I think it was, it became, the city of Philadelphia officially accepted the Mummers Parade, officially adopted the Mummers Parade. And the Mummers Parade is a fantastic celebration out here in Philadelphia. It's a very Philadelphia celebration. And, when our Eagles won the Super Bowl and Jason Kelsey came dressed as a mummer, everyone outside in the Philadelphia who watched that parade and watched those speeches said, what is he doing? Why is he dressed that way? And he didn't mention it. He was letting the Philadelphia people know he's a Philadelphia person. He loves this city. He's part of this city. And so he dressed in his mummer's attire. So that really was a huge success. Everybody in Philadelphia absolutely loved that. So if you get the opportunity to enjoy the Mummers Parade, come out to Philadelphia next year. Come out over the holiday and take a look at it. Watching it on television is great. I mean, I'm telling you, these bands are absolutely fantastic, some of them. It's It's very fun and it's very comical, but it's very serious for those people. There's real serious competition about it. And again, you know, we have Washington to thank for so many things. We have him to thank for winning the Revolutionary War. We have him to thank for bringing about the Constitution. We have him to thank for so many ways he defined the office of presidency and the two-term limit. We have so many things to thank him for. One of them is the Mummers Day Parade.